and has won international competition with CR Nations for Brazil when they broke out in 2018, getting that #1 championship spot. And Renan Cava, of course, perfectly capable of getting the King of the Hill sweep. Did it twice against Complexity, taking out Air Surfer, Vulcan, and Razzer. 2 career sweeps, both against that same side. So Pedro playing the double bait. And getting a bit of chip to open up. Has to deal with the counter push now. So it's interesting, Battle Healer has been with just Elixir Golem for so long, but we've seen this Ram Rider deck popping up a fair bit. Thoughts on why we're seeing this Ram Rider deck now in the meta, Ox?
I just think people are starting to recognize how much value Healer provides, and I think in combination with all of the Mega Knight decks, I think the cards just synergize really well and are able to counter a lot of the decks that are popular, like Skeleton Barrel and other variations of fast cycle decks. As you can see, he also has a lot of answers to all the bait cards in the meta. He has Bar Barrel, he has Ewiz, and most likely Mega Knight.
And that timing on the Firecracker was just about perfect from Renan Cava. Can be hard to get that perfectly against the Skeleton Barrel. One thing we've seen a lot, Ox, is people, and even not Firecracker, but with a Log or a Snowball, mistiming Skeleton Barrel for that response. Is the new timing just still a little tricky?
It's just the fact that the Skeleton Barrel moves really quickly. Have been used to how it used to be for such a long time, so I think it can be difficult to adapt, especially when the game starts getting intense.
King Tower activation by Pedro. Not as concerned with a Ram Rider for a King Tower activation. Oftentimes it's just that one charge that gets the hit for a Ram Rider. That won't change much with the King Tower. Pedro splitting, Dark Goblin one lane, Princess the other direction. Night High to redirect. And now look for the Juke Barrel coming out here. Bar Barrel picks that one up easily. Renan Cava not fooled at all by the deep barrel.
Yeah, super interesting matchup since both decks have really good defenses and good counters for the other one. Pedro has a lot of answers for Ram Rider, like his Bomb Tower, and Renan Cava obviously has a lot of answers for the barrels.
Fireball left-hand side takes care of the Dark Goblin. Battle Healer and Bandit sliding on in. Nice value on the log from Pedro. Very well controlled. Comes out pretty much unscathed. And that Bar Barrel has to come out a little bit early here against the Skeletons.
And I think the reason, okay, well, that was a lot of damage, but I think the main reason Pedro's able to get consistent damage is the Skeleton Barrel basically guarantees 110 damage for each hit. So, whereas Renan Cava can't really get consistent damage.
Bomb Tower proving to be a good choice here for Pedro, really holding on nicely. Fireball again on that Dark Goblin. Renan does not want that on the board, but it's a 4-for-3 trade every single time. Pedro happy to give that. Now Renan just has to play into Pedro's lane now. Bar Barrel comes down. Is the Ewiz available? No, it's not. So has to play a lot to pick up that damage. And that's going to all run right into the to the Bomb Tower. And that was perfectly timed by Renan Cava. 865 left-hand side. 45 seconds remaining. Ox, can Renan pull this one out here?
I don't think he can. I think Pedro has to make a big mistake in order for that to happen, or just go way too aggressive.
A lot of damage left-hand side, 176. Only one direct damage spell in Pedro's deck, and that's the log. And going to be still an extra log away. Is Bar Barrel available? No. Ewiz. And there you go. Pedro comes out and gets the 1-2-3 sweep for Cream Esports. And that's what the red and